more a little worried. It's when it comes to the offensive line, it's the guards. The tackles, I'm pretty confident in.
Hmm.
I love Orlando Brown. Excuse me, Orlando Brown, and Trent Brown as well. But when you look at the guards, it just kind of concerns me a little bit. Obviously, Joe Burrow is your franchise quarterback, and we haven't had the most success protecting him in the last couple of years, and it's proven to hurt us. Obviously, as great as our backups are, you're not going to make it very far with not Joe Burrow at quarterback. So looking at guys like Cordell Volson and Alex Kappa, I mean, they're good guys and they fill the role fine, but I still don't know if they're that next level offensive line that's going to get us the playoff wins that we need. And like I said, it just comes down to the basic math of protecting Joe Burrow. Excuse me. And I think improving
You're
them.
so emotional about it.
I know I'm so
Choked up over
emotional.
there.
I'm starting to tear up, getting caught up. But no, I just think the guards are something that kind of concerns me. And I know kind of people, it's better than what we had, but it's still not good enough. And so I think the guards are something that needs to step up this year. And if they can step up, I think it'll
What
be
do
a
you
good
mean?
year
We
all
have
around.
Cody Ford. How do
You're
you
right.
not feel good
I
about
forgot
Cody
about that.
Ford?
I forgot he was on the bench.
Absolutely elite. And every
That's my question with the whole guard position. If one of them two did get hurt,
Yeah.
like is Cody Ford like who's that next man up?
I had the,
I really
whole
don't know.
interior
Yeah.
as my
just don't know.
third worst
Yeah.
position, just because of the depth, right?
Yeah.
I know Ted Karras is like if there's 30 some odd centers, right, who are starting at some point through the year playing a couple hundred snaps, like he usually lands in that middle range, right?
Yeah.
That's completely fine. Like the Bengals needed that desperately. And Ted's a great leader, good guy in the community, good guy in the locker room, right? And that's nice to have. Kappa, same deal. Like if there's 60 some odd guards who are playing, he's usually about that 20 to 30 range. He's not a top 10 guy, but he's not bad. Like he is above average, and that's great. But to be real with Cordell Volson, right? We always say Cordell Volson is doing great for a fourth round FCS guard, right? At some point, we have to drop
Yes.
what comes after
He's an
that.
NFL
Eventually,
guard.
you are an NFL guard now, and it's year 3, and hopefully he takes a step forward and improves. We hope that, but at the same time, we can be realistic with ourselves looking at it and saying, well, Cordell Volson ranked 53rd out of 58 guards in PFF pass block rate last year, and he ranked 47th out of 57 the year prior. So it's like, if good enough for an FCS guard who got picked in the 4th round is just going to mean that you're bottom 15% every year, then that's definitely a position that you need to upgrade.
Yeah.
And the reason it ranks so low for me is because you basically have a starter who is below average there in Cordell Volson, and then the depth behind it. Like you said, like if you're looking at Cody Ford and Jackson Kirkland as your backups currently, like, man, that's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, you're cooking right there. I see guys like what's my man's name, man? That was like Dalton Rice. I don't understand for the life of me why that guy is just sitting out there. He literally pleads. I love the breakdown ball he did for him as well. And he kind of talked about how he could absolutely help a football team. Like, can you confidently say Dalton Risner would be an upgrade over Cordell Volson? I think you can probably feel comfortable in saying so. I don't know why that guy's sitting out there, and I hate to kind of bring him up, but he's when I look at him, I'm looking at him and I'm like, man, like like you want to that guy needs a job, but what better place than Cincinnati? Obviously, I look at it that way, and I don't really know. I know they liked him when he was coming out of the draft, so for the life of me, I don't know why that guy doesn't have a job, especially in a league where everybody's looking for offensive linemen and trying to. But I agree with you guys. The offensive line, the interior of the offensive line is a spot where you look at it and you say, okay, what's going on here, right?
If anything happens, suddenly you're really concerned.
If Ted Karras goes down at center, are we going? I mean, we put him in spots where he had to play before. Guys like Trey Hill, who you guys know I like coming out of Georgia. But then you got the 7th round pick in Matt Lee. That's unfair to kind of throw him in that spot and say, hey, Matt Lee's going to solve all our issues. Could he be something in the future? I don't know. I'm not banging too much on that, but he was definitely a value pick, and you feel good about it. I just look at it and I say, there's. I guess the negligence a little bit on the interior of the offensive line was kind of interesting to me. You still got Max Sharping sitting out there too, right? He's not on the roster.
No one's running to pick up Max Sharping.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
No. I mean, no, but we're talking strictly about depth, right? We're talking about guys that know the system. Guys, at this point, that's essentially what you'd be looking at, right? You'd be looking at, okay, can we bring a guy in here that kind of will be able to pick up the system a lot quicker, and we've known has had some starts under his belt, and he had some good moments. He had some good moments here in Cincinnati when he was thrust into the starting spot. Now, obviously, you don't want him to be a long-term starter for you, but that's what depth is. That's what depth is. If they viewed this guy as a starter, a game-changing player on the interior offensive line, he probably, in all likelihood, would have a job right now, right? So I definitely agree with you guys where when you look at the interior of the offensive line, you're like, damn, you're hopeful these guys could stay healthy. I don't even feel good if Cody Ford had to be, jump into a starting spot if somebody got down at one point or
and
another.
maybe